Opinions or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made. Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis, and welcome to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today, Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. It's just 5 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. This conversation is also live via our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 465-1977 or 1903, and our cell number 662-8674. Again, the numbers are 465-1977 or 1903 or 662-8674, and we are also live on Channel 5 ZIZ TV. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. Special greetings to those of you who are listening from other parts of the world. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me on the program for today. St. Kitts is, and by extension Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis, is gearing up for the 2025 staging of the St. Kitts Music Festival, which kicks off tomorrow, Thursday, June 26th, and runs on till Saturday. So this weekend is expected to be extremely busy on both islands, particularly on the island of St. Kitts, where the activity is happening. But it is expected to be extremely busy. You're going to see a lot of unfamiliar and familiar faces in the place. The Bastia, the streets of Bastia are going to be extremely busy. People are going to be coming home, and so you're going to have the returning nationals who are coming to experience the 2025 staging of the St. Kitts Music Festival. You have visitors who are coming from across the Caribbean region and our source markets like the United States, the UK, Canada, and other parts of the world for the St. Kitts Music Festival. This is not a festival to just cater to the local audience alone, but it is an international festival. It is a global festival, and that is why each year the committee goes the extra mile to ensure that the people, the artists that they have on the lineup are people who are internationally acclaimed, internationally recognized, and of course giving our regional acts and local acts an opportunity to shine, an opportunity to showcase what they have to offer in the entertainment industry. But the St. Kitts Music Festival is always a big thing, and it is a significant contribution to the local economy. It is a time where service providers, entrepreneurs, small and large businesses get to make a little extra money. And the idea behind the festival, when it was launched back in 1996, was because this period is usually a slow period for the tourism industry. And so they went to the drawing board and said, look, we need to introduce something that would bring people to St. Kitts, that would bring people to our shores, that would fill up the hotel rooms, that would fill up the restaurants, that would have the rentals booked out, the different activities, excursions, whatever, what you want to call it. Now, this music festival, of course, like the others, but this music festival is particularly interesting, particularly big. We have a number of big acts, of course. Vibes Cartel, who has been in the news for quite some time, since he came out of prison. He has been around the region and across the U.S. performing, and all of his shows have been sold out, and so people are definitely looking forward to that. There are other international acts. Thursday night, which is traditionally dubbed Soca Night, and so for the soca fans, the soca lovers, that is your night. You have the Friday night, you have the Saturday night. But the St. Kitts Music Festival is a good thing. It's an economic booster, and it brings economic activity that is much needed, especially around this time. Right off St. Kitts Music Festival, we're heading into Mango Festival, the Nevis Mango Festival, which is in its 11th year. That too is a big thing. I had the opportunity of attending last year, and it was absolutely amazing. And so kudos to the organizers, the Nevis Tourism Authority, and the team there for putting on what I believe was an exceptional staging of the 10th anniversary of the Nevis Mango Festival last year. And so this year they are heading into number 11, and from what I'm seeing, it is expected to be extravagant. It is expected to be an amazing time. So for those of you who are mango lovers, it's an opportunity for you to go and try some of the delicacies. Every single thing that you can possibly think of could be made from mango will be there. Have you ever had mango bread? Bread apparently made from mango flour, then mango jam, mango infused everything that you could possibly think of. Not just the food, but you have great entertainment. The atmosphere is really nice. And off of the Nevis Mango Festival, we're heading directly into Culturama. So this season is going to be busy. It's going to be busy. Then we take a break for August, and we get the children ready for school and independence and so on. But as we continue the conversation, I want to share what I believe the traffic department has shared, but I see it as very important to remind you, because notice I said earlier, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of unfamiliar faces. There are going to be a number of people coming into St. Kitts, and they will be using our roads. And so for us who are from St. Kitts and Nevis, and for us who use the roads on an everyday basis, we have a responsibility to play in ensuring that our roads remain safe. The traffic department, the police, they have done their part, and they are doing their part. But us as road users who live here, who reside here, we have our responsibility as well to ensure that our roads remain safe. And so no drinking and driving, no texting and driving, the excessive speed and all of that. Always be mindful of your surroundings. That is absolutely important. So, in preparation for the staging of the St. Kitts Music Festival at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium, the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force Traffic Department has developed a comprehensive traffic management plan to ensure the safe and orderly movement of vehicles and pedestrians. This plan outlines parking arrangements, traffic flow adjustments, and shuttle services to facilitate access to the venue while minimizing disruption to surrounding areas. All motorists and festival patrons are asked to pay careful attention to the following directives and to exercise patience and consideration while commuting during the festival period. The objectives is to maintain safe and efficient vehicular and pedestrian traffic circulation, coordinate enforcement and security presence in high-density zones, minimize disruption to non-event traffic and residents. Parking, public parking, will be available at the following locations. Public parking, those of you who are going to the festival just want parking in the area. Port Zante, the eastern and the western lots. Parking will be managed by security officers and traffic wardens. Then you have the Beach Allen Playfield. This site will be lighted and made available for general public parking. Then you have on-street parking permitted throughout Bastia except in areas marked with yellow lines, corners, and designated restricted zones. If you're not looking for a ticket and if you're not looking for your vehicle to be towed, please adhere to these rules that have been laid out by the traffic department. Then we have Lozak Road, reserved exclusively for VIPs and residents. Lower College Street, no parking will be permitted in this area. Western side of 4th Street, parking is prohibited. Don't park there. Taylor's Range, no parking is permitted there. Now, regarding the traffic flow adjustments, Victoria Road will accommodate northbound traffic only. This road will be used solely for drop-offs and pickups. Parking is not permitted. East Park Range will accommodate southbound traffic only. Lozak Road is reserved strictly for VIP and residents parking with no general public parking. So people who live in that area are, of course, allowed to park there. Now, there are some free shuttle services that will operate from Port Zante to Warner Park to facilitate ease of access. Shuttle Route 1 departs from the taxi stand on the eastern end of Port Zante, travels via Bay Road, 4th Street into Victoria Road. Shuttle Route 2 begins at the western roundabout opposite Rams, travels along the Bay Road, turns onto the College Street Gut, continues right onto Keon Street, and enters Victoria Road. And the return route, all shuttles will return to Port Zante via College Street. Police officers will conduct routine patrols across all designated parking areas and along major routes to ensure safety of patrons and the security of vehicles. Vehicles found in violation of parking restrictions or obstructing the flow of traffic will be towed at the owner's expense. So you're not just getting a ticket, but they're going to take the vehicle with them. All traffic restrictions and shuttle operations will be enforced from 6 p.m. or 6 o'clock nightly until 1 hour after the conclusion of each event. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
You've worked hard to build your dream home. Now it's time to protect it with ICWI's A-Plus Homeowners Policy. From hurricane damage to unexpected losses, we've got you covered with the best homeowners protection in the region. Protect your most valuable asset with coverage for what matters most when it matters the most. ICWI, we know insurance. You know you're protected. ICWI, serving you is all we do. Click, call, or visit ICWI today. Visit us at 1C Bird Rock Road. Call 465-8753 or ICWI.com.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The momentum continues with Better Opportunity Fair number 2, happening Friday, 27th June at 12 noon on Central Street. Come explore a world of opportunity, from skills training and employment pathways to health screenings, financial advice, and so much more. Meet the experts from Aspire, the Inland Revenue Department, small business operators, and more, all ready to support you. And yes, we're turning up the energy with live entertainment from the one and only Ronnie Rascal. It's access, empowerment, and community, all in one place. Brought to you by the Citizen Security Secretariat. Because together, we're building safer, stronger communities. Don't miss the next Better Opportunity Fair, Friday, 27th June, Central Street, 12 noon.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. It is 11:21, and we'll open up the phone lines now at 465-1977 or 1903, or at 662-8674. That is 465-19 or 1977 1903 or 662-8674. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. We're just looking at the St. Kitts Music Festival, which kicks off officially tomorrow. There are a number of fringe events that have already taken place. I think there's a fringe event taking place this evening, and so the excitement and the momentum is building up for the St. Kitts Music Festival, which is expected to be absolutely amazing, with the acts and the local, regional, and international that we have seen. Of course, over the years, you hear this, what I believe in some spaces are fake outrage about local acts not being given the opportunity, or local acts they're going on too early, and why they want to ask them early. Go early. If you are so genuine and you are so supportive of a local act, and you every year you met noise and you said that the music festival committee needs to give them the opportunity to shine, and they just happen to be on at the beginning or the early part of the show, and for whatever reason you stay home and you decide you're going to show at 10 o'clock, then you're genuine. You're just making noise because you hear everybody is making noise. And I make no apology for that statement. Every year I see people comment and I say, oh, they ain't giving the local acts them no chance on the stage, or they're putting them on too early. Go early. I could never understand that. I mean, if you don't want to go early, then that is your decision. That is your right. But for me, I just can't understand why you would make noise for a local act, or you would advocate for a local act to be on the lineup, but you don't show up to support that local act. It makes absolutely no sense. I could never understand that way of that mindset, that thinking. But I respect people's position on something like this. But that's how I feel about the situation. If you spend years advocating for a local act or whatever to go on the lineup, then you go and you support them. And if you understand the entertainment industry, somebody has to go first. And not even just in the entertainment industry, it's common sense. Somebody has to go first, somebody has to go last. But in entertainment, there are certain times are prime time. You understand? And so, respectfully, and no disrespect to anybody at all, you don't expect, let's say Beyonce was to come to the St. Music Festival. You don't expect Beyonce to perform first. You understand? There are certain times that are known, for lack of a better word, prime time, or time specifically reserved for a certain caliber of artists, because respectfully, all artists are not on the same level. And this is not to diminish or discredit the work of any one artist, performer in particular. This is just the reality. And if you understand the entertainment industry or the music industry, you would understand clearly what I'm saying. But I'm saying is, you can't say that you're in support of the local acts, but when it is time for them to shine, you don't show up. One thing that I am particularly excited about this year is the string band being on the lineup. I have never seen this is the first time I've never seen a string band on the music festival stage, and so that is huge. That is absolutely huge, and kudos to the St. Kitts Music Festival Committee for taking this bold step of incorporating our culture into the St. Kitts Music Festival for people who are coming from near and far to witness. But I am definitely looking forward to the string band music on the lineup. We'll take our first call for this morning. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Well, you're giving God thanks for life, health and strength. Now, the thing you said a while ago, like certain thing, we are the one paying for these stars, The local people are paying for them. Therefore, this is my feeling, There should be placed as close either just before or after one of the top stars. Don't tell me you put them first. Look, when you got
what's the rationale?
You put the little children from garden first.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot justify that. Because people come to the conclusion, as you say, oh, they put them on because they ain't got nothing, they ain't have nothing. If you know this one coming on, they either come on before them or after them. There should be interspersed between the others, because the little penny that be giving them, the little penny, and some of them are good. And you turn around and give a stranger 10 times what they get, and you're going to justify that?
I disagree with you, but okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program. It is 11:27, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius. The phone lines remain open. Call us at 465-1977 or 1903, or cell number 662-8674. For those of you who may just be, who are just probably tuning in, you're talking about the St. Kitts Music Festival as the excitement builds. We have a caller. A caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I am doing well. What about you?
I was tuning a little while ago to something about on the TV, Henry.
Yes.
The music festival just started. She just about giving. But we had 7 years. Everybody was telling people and doing the same thing. I'm trying to tell these people, you know. We have so much of hypocrisy, so much of wickedness going on. When you listen to some of these people who talking today. Who talking today. Let's say, 1967, the 10th of June, you could go on with so much. You should be ashamed to be calling radio station and talking about giving and who was giving. The people, that's the moment, and unity was given out. But they had the music festival too. And we got the hypocrite can't be stopped. The justice, the lies, not stop. Sylvia should be ashamed of herself. You have a good day.
All right, caller. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. I've also shared from the traffic department of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force some of the adjustments that have been made to the flow of traffic that will take effect from tomorrow, Thursday, or 6 o'clock nightly until 1 hour after the conclusion of the event. And so motorists and pedestrians are strongly encouraged to adhere to the adjustments that have been made for your safety. For your safety. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay with us.
Transports you to Destination France for White Sands Parisian Soiree, featuring the White Swimsuit Competition. Spitmasters DJ Smudge and DJ Terra out of St. Kitts and Nevis, DJ MJ of Dominica, Travis World and Lums out of Trinidad, and Bishop Escobar of Jamaica. Captivating performances by Sugar City's very own Booker's H.E. and David House and Mr. Mention. Appearing for the first time in St. Kitts, Dance on IT Maker. Performing his biggest hits, Jamaican dancehall sensation, Wow! And bringing the energy from Trinidad, Miguel Teja. White Sands will be hosted by top DJ and radio personality Sweet Sister Sensia and Jamaican radio host DJ Spark. Tickets are just $120, paying $150 at the door. For online tickets, visit Carambola-Beach-Club.com. It's a French affair on Sunday, June 29th at Carambola Beach Club for the summer's hottest all-white party. White Sands Parisian Soiree.
Everybody charge up, we going higher, full of energy.
The Caribbean's greatest summer festival, Antigua Carnival 2025, July 25th to August 5th. Get ready for music, mass, band, fets, and non-stop vibes. Mark your calendar and don't miss a single show, a single fet, a single unforgettable moment. This is more than Carnival. This is the ultimate experience. Follow the vibes. Instagram at Antigua Festival Official. Facebook at Antigua Carnival. Vibe responsibly. Antigua Carnival 2025. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, come alive for me.
Welcome back to the Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines are open and we take your calls at 465-1977 or 1903 or at 662-8674. The Sustainable Road Safety Project urges everyone to be responsible on the roads during the St. Kitts Music Festival. Thousands of visitors will be here, many unfamiliar with our roads. Let's set the example. Don't drink and drive. Don't take mind-altering substances and drive. Assign a designated driver. Look out for each other and get home safe. So if you know you're going out to party, if you know you're going to consume unreasonable amounts of alcohol, get a designated driver so that you can get home safe. Let's make this a festival to remember for the right reasons. Be smart, be safe, enjoy, and drive safe. That is from the Sustainable Road Safety Project, an initiative launched in response to a number of road accidents and fatalities that we have had over the last couple of months and years. I could definitely say, but yes, please, it's going to be a busy time. A lot of people are going to be on the road back and forth. A lot of unfamiliar faces are going to be in the place. People who have never really driven on our roads before. And so we're going to have to be extra mindful of that. Law enforcement are going to do what they can to ensure that everything flows smoothly, but it can only work if there is cooperation from you, members of the general public. So being stubborn and being stuck up and not adhering to the adjustments that have been made in the traffic, it doesn't really help anybody. It doesn't help anybody at all. And so this is something that we ought to take very, very seriously. But I also want to just stress the importance of how music festival has contributed to the tourism development or the development of our tourism product over the years. I think since 1996, the festival continues to grow and it continues to attract hundreds of thousands of people to our shows on an annual basis. I'm told people came in or started coming in as early as Monday. And so we see the role that the St. Kitts Music Festival is playing. Each year, the committee, they do their homework to ensure that they're bringing artists who all of us can relate to. And so you may not necessarily agree with one of the persons on the lineup, but there is somebody who you can definitely relate to, their music or whatever. But each year, I think the Music Festival Committee, they come really good and they present a diverse lineup of artists who always bring their A game. And these are artists who bring people to our shows. I remember 2019, I believe it was, when Buju Banton was released from prison. I think St. Kitts, I stand to be corrected, but I think St. Kitts was the way he performed first, right here for St. Kitts Music Festival. And the stadium was completely jammed. It was packed. And you saw and you felt the presence of hundreds of thousands of people here in Bastia, to the point where I understand people had to go over to Nevis to find accommodation and then make their way back over on a nightly basis via the water taxi. But that is just to show you the economic spin-off that Music Festival brings to St. Kitts and by extension the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so you're talking about increased airlift. I know over the years airlines regionally and internationally have increased their offerings specifically for the St. Kitts Music Festival, and it's an opportunity for service providers, small business owners, all of them to thrive. And so 2019 was definitely a big year. Then, was it last year we had Burna Boy, or was it the year before? I think it was the year before we had Burna Boy. That was a big thing as well. Burna Boy is a growing sensation in the music and entertainment industry. And so when he came to St. Kitts, he brought hundreds of thousands of people to our shows. People follow these artists, even our regional acts, people follow. And again, it is a time for our local acts to showcase what they have, showcase to the world what they can bring to the music and entertainment industry. And so the spin-off from Music Festival is as clear as day. It is the writing is clearly on the wall, and we see what good it has done and continues to do. Every single body, I would say, benefits directly or indirectly from the hosting of the St. Kitts Music Festival, and I don't expect this year to be any different. But in order for us to ensure that this is a festival to remember, as the statement here said, for the right reasons, we have to be responsible in what we do. And so adhering to the rules and regulations that have been put in place for our safety, a lot of vehicles are going to be on the road. And a lot of drivers, unfortunately, may want to be irresponsible. I am urging you, I am begging you, please adhere to the rules and regulations that have been put in place for your safety. Get that designated driver. If you don't have a designated driver, call a lift, beg a lift with somebody. Please don't drink and drive, text and drive. These things are dangerous for your safety and the safety of those around you, the pedestrians and so on. Don't give the police a reason to want to put you behind bars, issue you a ticket or whatever. Comply and do what you absolutely must do for the safety of yourself, for your own safety, and the safety of all those people who are going to be here, not just locals, but visitors alike who are coming to experience the St. Kitts Music Festival. It is 11:40 a.m. here in the studios of ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, and you are listening to The Edge. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. The phone lines remain open at 465-1966 or at 1903, and you may call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay right there.
You've worked hard to build your dream home. Now it's time to protect it with ICWI's A-Plus homeowners policy. From hurricane damage to unexpected losses, we've got you covered with the best homeowners protection in the region. Protect your most valuable asset with coverage for what matters most when it matters the most. ICWI, we know insurance. You know you're protected. ICWI, serving you is all we do. Click, call, or visit ICWI today. Visit us at 1C Bird Rock Road. Call 465-8753 or ICWI.com.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
The views and opinions expressed by participants and callers during this program are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made. And you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining the conversation during the program for today. 465-1977 or 1903-662-8674. Now, we today may be the last program for the week, because tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, will be the press conference for the St. Kitts Music Festival. You know, they usually have a press conference every morning at 10 a.m. where members of the press and influencers get to interview and ask questions of the people who are on the lineup, of the artists who are on the lineup for the St. Kitts Music Festival. And so this would be the last program for the week, and then we resume on Monday fresh and ready to go. We're winding down, but we are taking your calls. Call and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. I want to remind you that the search continues for Janalika Romney, who was last reported, or who was reported missing on June 16th, 2025, sometime just before 4 p.m. The Royce and Christopher Nevis Police Force, they continue their investigation, they continue the search, and they continue to follow every possible lead that they have, every credible lead that they have. And the assistance that I've seen from the community is heartwarming, and it must be commended. It is really good when the community can come together, put whatever differences that they may have aside for the common good. And I pray that Janalika is located alive and well, and so that she could return to her family. But the investigation, according to police, continues, and they are doing everything that they possibly can to locate Janalika Romney, who was last reported missing on the 16th. We know that a number of search parties have been organized by local groups and organizations in the area, and those efforts must be commended. And so to those of you who have gone the extra mile, who have really been out there assisting the teams, assisting the police, law enforcement, thank you so much for your role, and thank you for your contribution in bringing home Janalika. It is a high stress, it's an emotionally, mentally challenging situation, and it is one that no parent, no mother, no family member would want to experience. And so our thoughts and prayers for that strength go out to her mother, in particular her parents and her family members. We'll take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I had a good hear. It's kind of a little static.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. We'll have that looked at. Hello? Oh, we lost the caller? Oh, okay. Well, I apologize for that, caller. It sounds clear on our end, but we'll definitely have that looked at. Just to be on the safe side, perhaps make an adjustment to your radio, ensure that everything is set 96.1 FM, but we'll look at that, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. 11:47, you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, 465-1977 or 1903, or at 662-8674. That's 662-8674. As we bring the conversation to a close, I want to share some quick notices or updates regarding this year's 2025 VAT days, or VAT reduced days, that have been approved. And so, in a continued effort to stimulate economic activity and promote financial relief to citizens and residents, the government is pleased to announce the 2025 schedule for discounted value-added tax VAT rate days. Building on the success of previous initiatives, these designated days will offer significant savings on qualifying purchases during key shopping periods later this year. The following dates have been approved for discounted VAT. Back to school discounted VAT rate days are Friday, August 15th, 2025, and Saturday, August 16th, 2025. I'll stick a pin and we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. A number of Rastas were complaining about having cigarette smokers in the same place with the ganja. Has anything been done to address it?
I'm not sure. I did hear the concern that was being raised. I know last year...
Right?
Yes, I just said that. I know last year they had a smoke zone. So at the press conference, if they don't provide an update, then I would definitely ask, members of the press will ask if they are going to make any consideration or whatever for that.
Now, another thing. Will anybody be allowed to sell?
To sell?
Yeah, you're going in there to smoke. Where do you get the ganja from? You see everybody carrying their own ganja?
Well, last year I don't think there was any selling of ganja at the festival, or approved selling by the music festival committee. Last year there was a smoke zone, or the high rise, whatever they call it, but there was a zone specifically for smokers.
I know, but I'm saying, like those who come from abroad, they couldn't bring it in, So how are they going to get access to it, to use it in there?
Well, you get it before you come. Simple.
Maybe they could give provisional license to some of the local ganja people.
I don't think that's necessary. If you are a ganja smoker, you get it before you go inside.
Yeah, but I'm saying the people from abroad who would want to participate.
You get it before you go inside.
Now, the next thing I want to before I hang up, the thing about children going into the festival. I think according to the law, they have to be over 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will that be enforced?
That's a very good question. It is one that has been asked by the press over the years, and as a matter of fact, it was a conversation that I had just the other day with some people regarding children being at not just music festival but adult events,
public functions.
I'm of the view that you should be 18 and older.
Because they're supposed to be at home by 10 o'clock. The time the festival just beginning to bubble. Now, another thing, I'm going to finish now. Now, last Culturama in Nevis, they enabled people to fix up their homes or whatever. So they could have Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Why is nothing done in St. Kitts? It was a good idea that people going across, to Nevis, sure a lot of people in St. Kitts would like to be able to rent a room in their house.
Well, there's nothing stopping them from doing that.
Is it online that they could choose them? That's what I'm saying.
No, so.
Remember, some areas are prone to crime, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I'm following you, yeah.
So, yeah, because, I mean, the children and them, nobody taking them on the going.
Yeah, but...
shut down in the morning on the road.
Okay, so there's nothing stopping any individual from fixing up...
Your phone sound hazy.
Okay, go ahead. Right, so I was saying, caller, there's nothing stopping anyone from fixing up their property, their guest house, fixing up a room in their house for music festival. As a matter of fact, this happens every year. I'm seeing on Facebook and other forms of social media where people would advertise that they have a house, apartment space, a room within their house that is available for rent. So I don't think it is something that it is not something that is being discouraged. It happens every year. I think what you're asking, if there are going to be any incentives or any tax exemptions or whatever from the government, my response to that is I don't know. I have not heard anything as it relates to that. But be that as it may, it does not stop you, the individual person, from fixing up a room in your house or fixing up a house that you have and trying to make a little extra money for the music festival. As a matter of fact, that is in full swing, because I know for the music festival, a number of our hotels are fully booked. They are fully booked. You cannot get a reservation today for tomorrow. It's impossible unless somebody else drop out. And so you find that a lot of people who come for music festival, those who are booking late or those who book late, they would end up in Airbnb, they would end up in apartments, houses. They would end up having to rent a room in someone's house. And that has been going on for some time. You just have to know where to look. But most of the information is available right there on the internet, particularly on Facebook and other forms of social media. It's 11:55 and you've been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. Until next time, you guys, stay safe and continue to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Please don't drink and drive, don't text and drive. Take your time for the music festival. Have a good time, but do so responsibly. Coming up now is our midday newscast. Stay tuned.